Today, we are going to talk about making LARP characters. Hi friends! My Discord server always makes fun of me for starting videos with hi friends and a double-handed wave a lot of the time. So there's a new one for you. Before I get started, I just wanted to show you how cool my new tunic is. It's a Viking tunic from Arm Street, and it's so gorgeous. I have a code below for free shipping if you would like to get some stuff from Arm Street. Let's talk about making LARP characters. If you really don't want to watch a video about my ideas for how to make a LARP character and you just want to get started, I do have in the description linked a little document full of questions to help you on your journey. But I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth because I have some ideas and things to say. So I'm going to talk about how you can make a character as a beginner and how you can make a character if you want to be a little bit more advanced. The way that you do this is totally up to you, and if you decide to make it the advanced way and then you get there and realize that's just too much for you, you know what, that's okay. Because now you have all this background information for you and you can take it or leave it and just enjoy your experience. So starting out with the beginner version, I have a few things written down here. Whether you have been invited to a LARP and you've never been, or you've gone a few times but you want to deepen your character, either of these methods will work, and you can even use them in conjunction with each other because there's really no right or wrong way to do this. First, and probably most important, look at the setting of the LARP that you're going to. Is it medieval? Is it fantasy? Is it sci-fi, post-apocalyptic? There are many different genres of LARP. There's pretty much a LARP for anything you could imagine. So having your character fit in that setting is definitely important. So you want to pick something that fits, but also something that excites you. Do you want to be a traveling bard, a runaway noble, an alchemist? It's really endless, and you can take inspiration from D&D, from movies that you've seen. And another fun thing is you can just kind of combine tropes together to make some really fun ideas that will get you thinking, such as like a pirate librarian or a druid that's afraid of trees. You've already got a basis there that you can kind of get ideas about, well, okay, wow, if I was a druid that's afraid of trees, what would that look like? The second thing is to think about the personality of this character. I find it helpful to think of like 2 to 3 adjectives to describe the character. Are they brave, cowardly, sneaky, loyal? I feel like there's bonus points if they contrast each other because that can make for a really fun character. For example, being very charming but also being very gullible could be a funny thing that contrasts with each other. For me, when it comes to making the personality of my characters, I have learned that I am not the best at roleplay. So whatever I choose, it's probably just going to end up morphing into some version of myself anyway. I tried once to play a very serious, kind of spooky character, and I got there and I realized all I wanted to do was play silly games and just have a good time, which did not match the spooky vibe at all. But that's okay because you don't have to stick to whatever you have created for yourself. This is the fun thing about LARP. You get to go out and experience it and really figure out what you actually enjoy doing, and you'll probably figure out things that you don't really want to include in your character's story because it's not natural for you to roleplay like that. And that's totally fine because, you know, things can change based on experience, and so maybe you're not quite ready for that yet. Maybe you will be one day. Whatever happens, it's okay. It's a silly, fun game, and you should enjoy yourself. Step 3 would be to give them a goal. Even a basic goal can shape your play. Maybe your character is looking for a lost friend. Maybe they're trying to earn gold or prove themselves to a guild. This will give you some direction for your character, but you don't have to overthink it. You can always change it later. That's the fun thing of making a character yourself. Step 4 would be to pick a name and a look. Choose a name that fits in the setting and is fun to say out loud. I went with my first LARP character named Zoria, which I love that name. I think it's cool. It's like the goddess of dawn in Slavic mythology. It looks really cool when it's written. Turns out a lot of people had a hard time saying that, so I ended up just going by Kiki, which worked for that. And now my character is named Finch because that is something that I think fits the vibe and is easy for everyone to say and remember. You can use name generators online. There's a ton of like D&D based name generators. You can find generators for almost anything. I've seen Star Trek name generators before. Or you can always take inspiration from certain media that you enjoy. I don't know that I would recommend naming yourself after a character because I have met people that have named themselves after characters and they're very much not like the character, and if you know who they are, it's a little weird. Like if someone's like, my name is Frodo, I'm a giant barbarian, I love to murder people. It's kind of, I mean, it could be funny, but it's kind of like jarring and kind of puts you out of the setting for a second, but you know, you do you. Again, there's no right or wrong way. If you want to be a big, scary barbarian named Frodo, do it. You can do it. As for the look, I think it is best to base your look around the actual environment and weather of where you're going to be LARPing. Like if you're going to be in a cold environment, obviously lots of layers are going to be good, but if you're going to be in a really hot and humid environment, you might want to stick to breathable fabrics like a linen tunic with a belt and nothing more, just to keep yourself comfortable. But again, that's really up to you. If you don't mind wearing a ton of fur pelts in the sun, then that's awesome. Do that. Step 5 for the beginner build would be to think about their voice and their movements. Just simple things like how do they talk? How do they stand? You don't have to be a theater kid to roleplay, honestly. Even small changes like speaking slower or more enunciated or standing up straighter can really influence how you feel and make you remember that you are being a character, which I find to be helpful. This is where I'm gonna go into the more advanced stuff. You could just stop right here and use all that information to build a character, but if you do want to go deeper, I do have more ideas. The first thing would be to write a backstory that affects the present. Instead of just listing out what happened before the game, you can do things like ask yourself, what from their past still influences them now? Were they betrayed? Did they lose a mentor? Are they hiding something? You can try things like my character always avoids water because, or my character always wears this ring because, and that will help give you some more backstory. For example, like this necklace. It's a thrifted necklace, right? It's gorgeous. But I could say something like, my character always wears this necklace because it was a gift to them from a guild that they joined at a young age. And maybe they've lost contact with that guild. Maybe they haven't. Everything can influence the story of your character. You also don't have to tell people, oh yeah, I got this necklace from a guild when I was a kid. This could be just for your own information, and this physical item can remind you of that part of your character, which will help you make choices in the game. The next thing would be adding flaws and contradictions to your character. I think that perfect characters get boring fast in any media, so I think it's fun to give them weaknesses, whether that's emotional, moral, physical weaknesses. Maybe they panic under pressure. Maybe they lie to make people like them. Maybe they always act brave, but they're actually terrified of failing. The next step is to develop relationships for your character. Maybe come up with like 1 to 3 important figures from their life. Maybe it's a rival, maybe it's a sibling. Even if those characters don't exist in the game, they can help ground your character and your emotional connection to them, and you can even bring them up in roleplay if you want to. The next step would be to customize your roleplay style. Are you a quester? Are you a drama seeker? Do you want to fight? Build your character to support the play style that interests you the most. For example, if you want to duel a lot, play someone with either a moral code or a short temper. If you like to solve mysteries, maybe your character is a curious scholar with a knack for riddles. The next step is to create secrets or mysteries. You can add layers to this. Maybe your character is hiding their real name. Or it could be something crazy, like maybe they're turning into a werewolf and they just don't know it yet. And these things you don't have to reveal to others. You can let it kind of come out on its own during the play. The last thing I have really is a bonus, which is to make it fun for other people around you. Think about ways that your character can give other people things to do as well. Maybe you could make a riddle for people to solve. Maybe you want people to team up with you to do a certain quest. I think the best LARP characters help other people roleplay as well. I'll talk a little bit about my LARP character just to kind of give you some ideas. So as you've heard me talk about before, my initial idea for my character was to be like a spooky witch in the forest. Turns out I'm not very good at being serious, so I thought, what could make my character be both a spooky witch but also silly, right? So the backstory that I've come up with for Finch is that Finch was working for a noble house and they were a jester. They were there for entertainment, to make people laugh, but they started to get interested in the Fae. They claimed that they saw lights and movements in the big tree outside of the castle, and other people were like, yeah, whatever, you're a crazy jester, that's fine. But it started to get a little bit out of hand when Finch started leaving offerings of bones to the Fae outside, and people started finding these, and it became so alarming. They actually kicked Finch out of the court, and that's what caused Finch to start to live in the woods and kind of go a little crazy and develop some of her weird, spooky behaviors. This way I can still be my witchy character that I love the aesthetic of, being covered in bones and living in the woods and all that, but I can also still crack silly jokes and it totally fits my character. So those are my ideas on how to build a LARP character. Again, you can go to the description below and I have a link for a document. It's 2 pages of questions that you can print out and answer if you want help making a LARP character. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to say thanks again to my Patreon members as always. Thank you for your support here, and I will see you very soon.